As Steph said, my name is Julie, and probably like many of us in the room, I've been on a cancer journey, breast cancer journey. I'll just do a little bit about this because that's my day job. So I'm not normally dressed like this. I run my own HR business, so JG HR Solutions, and I'm based just outside Lampeter. A little bit of the boring stuff. I do employment law. I look after help companies across the UK to help their people management. A little bit like being a mother to lots of grown-up children who don't know how to behave. That's basically what it is. There's a photo on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that down the back. That's an actual photo of my shed. Because I do sit in my shed and I deliver free HR guidance in the shed. So if you're on Facebook, YouTube, anything, you'll hear me having a little bit of a waffle about whatever new is happening in the world of HR. Or when we went through COVID, I was actually sort of trying to translate what Mark Drayford was telling us. There's another bit here that you probably can't see down the back, but it actually says campaigning for better cancer support in the workplace with the hashtag JGHR Pledge. And that's the important bit for me. And in the words of Uncle Brid from Gavin and Stacey, I'll tell you for why now. So, last September, ladies, I went to one of those mobile units for my routine mammogram. Very glamorous spot of Lampeter Leisure Centre car park, because you know, if you're going to get your boobs out, do it in a good place, isn't it? So off I went, feeling fine, absolutely no symptoms. Took a selfie outside the mobile unit. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have smiled on that bloody photograph. It was the most miserable photograph ever. But I went in, got my boobs out as we do, had a chat with the woman in there, you know, and said, gosh, you're a bit quiet in here today. And I remember her saying to me, about 10 appointments every day are missed or just not done in those mobile units. And that's for a variety of reasons. So that could be because, like me, you have no symptoms, so why would you go? Well, actually, that's the very time you should go, when you have no symptoms. Some people have that thing of, well, what I don't know can't hurt me. Actually, yeah, what you don't know about cancer can actually kill you, so you do need to know. And for a lot of us ladies of a certain age, we're just very busy. And sometimes life gets in the way, and work gets in the way. And this might surprise you, but there is no right for a woman to have any time off work to go to these appointments. No time off at all. There's certainly no right to have paid time off. It's down to the individual employers. So it's a little bit like a workplace lottery. So that went through my mind when I was there. I came away, carried on with life. I ran quite a bit. So in October, I was running every day for charity. So it's probably at my fittest mentally and physically that I've ever been. And then the letter dropped through the door. You know the letter you usually expect to say, thank you very much, see you in 3 years' time. I didn't get that. I had, can you come down to Swansea? We need to investigate more. Trouble with those letters, and I'm sure I'm not the only one in the room who's had one, it doesn't really tell you anything. It's very generic, tells you 4 out of 5 recalls and nothing to be afraid of. I was the 1 out of 5 that there was. So I went down to Swansea, into the breast test ways, which is in the middle of Swansea, nightmare to get to if you're travelling from Lampeter and you're not used to all these cars on the road, and then you've got to pay for parking and all of that malarkey. And anyway, fast forward, yeah, there was a 4 centimetre invasive tumour living rent-free in my left boob that I had no idea about. And we've all seen, you know, I've got 2 girls, 4 granddaughters. We quite regularly say, check your boobs. And I can tell you now, if I could have felt my boobs and the cows come home, and I wouldn't have detected that lump at all. So it was that breast screening at that mobile unit that I believe saved my life when I went there. So the journey just started there, really. And as much as it's been a physical journey, it's very much an emotional journey when you're told you have cancer. I think Steph and I talked for a while on the phone yesterday, and you think about finances, you think about work, I'm self-employed, what am I going to do? You know, all of those things go through your head. And we know that 1 in 2 of us will get affected by cancer. So I think what we don't talk about is what about our cheerleaders? I call my support circle my cheerleaders. Here they are today. So there's my family, my friends, my clients. How it impacts your cheerleaders, because it's not just about you, we all get affected by it. So I had quite a long wait, so I don't know if you're aware, under the Welsh Government rules, you're supposed to start your treatment within 62 days of diagnosis. Less than 50% of people actually hit that target. So Macmillan picked up my story. They have a campaign saying, what are we waiting for, to try to get the government to put more money into the NHS to reduce those waiting times. Mine was actually over 100 days. So I had 100 days of knowing I had an invasive tumour. Still carried on working every day, because that was my focus. Still run, still do whatever I do, still was a pain to my cheerleaders. Yeah, so yeah, life still goes on, and I think that's another thing when you're talking about cancer. Challenges in life that you have every day, that still happens. The world doesn't stop because you have cancer. You just have to get on with it, and that's what I did really. I got on with it. I set up another business halfway through. I got a bit bored really. So yeah, so Macmillan picked up my story, and then they shared that photograph of that selfie in the car park in Lampeter where I was bloody miserable. My hair wasn't done. That went across social media, across Wales Online. Western Mail did a nice feature, but they used a nice photo, so that was all right. So the moral of that story is that wherever you take a selfie, smile, because you never know where it's going to end up. So, but I do count myself as lucky. I was very lucky that I could afford to take time away from work and go for that appointment. My cancer was detected, it was treatable. I was very naive about breast cancer until I got it. I thought there was one form of breast cancer, mastectomy, chemotherapy, you live or you die. Actually, there's so many layers of breast cancer, and there's so much, thank God, there is so much different treatment available. I mean, part of my treatment was, part of my tumour was sent off to LA for diagnosis to see whether chemo would suit me or not. So not only did it live rent-free in my boob, it actually went on LA on holidays. It didn't take me, but you know, it all worked out well for me. I'm still having treatment. Next week I'm down in Willie, having some more treatment. I'm here. I had a birthday on Tuesday, which last November I didn't know if I was going to have. So yeah, so I'm celebrating being 55. You know, I'm one of the lucky ones to still be here. But then that got me thinking, when I was on one of my runs, about there's a reason why I had cancer, because I'm from a family of girls. It's only me who's got it, so there's a reason. And I think it's because I'm quite gobby, I'm quite vocal, I'm not afraid to stand up, and I'm not afraid to share my story. Emotionally, it was very difficult, because when you're told you have cancer, you're out of control. You're waiting for a doctor or consultant to send you appointments, you're waiting for that phone to ring. And I am a person who likes control, I like structure. Some might call me bossy, I call it control. But so it's that emotional journey that you go on. So I kept thinking there's a reason why I had it. And this brings me back to this cancer in the workplace. Because of what I do for a living, I can influence businesses to make a change. And that's what I'm doing. The JGHR pledge is completely free to sign up, and it's committing to give paid time off for women to attend breast screenings. Over 64 businesses have already signed up, and I haven't really pushed it yet. So ITV Wales were on the telephone yesterday, MP Ben Lake is behind it, Jonathan Edwards has asked to meet with me. So it's going to move, we are making our difference, and it's opening doors, because it's not just about breast cancer, even though that's personal to me. Companies are saying we should be doing this for smears, we should be doing it for prostate, we should be doing a lot more. And yet it's a shame there's no legislation there, but we don't actually have to wait for legislation to make a difference. We can do it now. So if any of you know any businesses, tell them they need to sign up to the JGHR pledge. It's completely free. You know, I'll even give you a nice shiny certificate to say that you're in it. When I decide to change the world, I like to go big. So I've also got a UK petition on the go as well to get the government to make this legislation, because I think it's absolutely bonkers that we have this free screening, which is life-saving, but yet there's no support to get women to go. And we know the screening criteria is between 50 and 70. Yes, that should be extended. That's a different story. But women between 50 and 70, hello, we still work. You know, hello, we do need to take time off. It is important. We don't need to be told use your holidays, work it back in your lunchtime. It should be our right, not a request. So there is a petition. You can either just Google UK petitions breast cancer and it'll come up, or I'm more than happy to come and sit by you and bring the link up and share it. So Ben Lake is going to bring that up when they go back to Parliament in September to try to get that on. But I guess, you know, my story is that we need to talk about cancer more. You know, in the workplace is a great place to start. It does affect 1 in 2 of us, so it is going to affect somebody that you work with or somebody in your family. Sadly, it is. So there's lots more that we can do to make it better. You know, have your cheerleaders around you. I mean, I will give a special mention to Jill here, because she's been my rock all the way through. She saw my new boobs 2 weeks after they were done.
I did.
She hasn't seen them since. It's not a regular thing that we do, but she certainly saw them 2 weeks after they were done. You know, and I wouldn't be able to stand up here if I didn't have cheerleaders around me. So yeah, so that's me, that's my journey. I am campaigning for better support in the workplace, and I will carry on campaigning because I do believe that with us all, we can make a difference. So that's me. Thank you. Diolch yn fawr.
Well done. No, thank you very much, everybody. Julie, thank you for sharing your story. It's really moving, and my business that I work for, we've signed up. It's something that I believe is happened in our family. My gran is sitting there, and I'm sure it affects lots of families in a different way. And like you said, lean on support, friends, people around you, and the most important thing, get checked, ladies. So there's leaflets on your tables with information from breast cancer now. It's free information there. There's website support as well. There's support groups, so not just each other, but if you want to speak to somebody independently, all the information is in those leaflets as well. That's enough talking from me for now. So tea is about to be served, so enjoy, and I'll shortly come round with some quiz sheets and some raffle for you all.